Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Green and it's my pleasure to talk to you about ALevel Media. I hope it's something that you're considering studying with us in the sixth form. If you're not really sure what it is, then listen to the rest of this presentation. Hopefully you'll have a fair idea of what it includes and whether it might be a good option for you.
So this is how the course is structured.
Okay, so in terms of skills and qualities that you need to be successful on the ALevel Media course, it's not an easy subject. I think there is a misconception that media is easy. Maybe 10 years ago it was, but certainly not now. It's really gone up the gears. It's quite a complicated and academic subject. So you're going to need analytical skills. I always say this to my students and to prospective students, but A-level media is very much like A-level literature in the sense of where you would have a book in literature and you'd be closely analysing that book. It's kind of the same skills really in media, except rather than books, you might be looking at a music video or a propaganda poster, or you might be looking at an advert and so on and so forth. So you need those analytical skills. You need to be good at essay writing, you need to be prepared to write essays as well. If you are someone who's not keen on writing, then this may not be for you because you'll probably be writing at least an essay every other week, if not every week. Research skills, there will be times when you'll be given homework to find out about certain topics and to research them. I'll give you plenty of things to go away and learn, but you'll also need to find out some things in your own time. The best students are those who can do their own research and fill in any gaps they might have. You need to be creative. I'll be really honest with you, it's more academic than creative, but there is an NEA, which is a non-examined assessment, which is worth 30% of your overall grade. It's a piece of coursework, and for that you need to show off your creative skills. And we do teach pre-production skills, and we teach Photoshop as well to get you ready for that. In terms of kind of personal qualities, you need to be resilient. There is an awful lot to learn, so you need to be patient, and you also need to be organised. There's something like 30 odd theorists that you need to learn when you're studying A-level media, and they can be quite similar. So you need to be organised so you know which one's which, and to keep your notes nice and organised so you don't get confused in the run-up to assessments and exams. So why choose A-level media? I thought I'd ask some of my Year 12 students. I thought they'd be better placed to answer this question because I'm obviously a little bit biased. And these are some of the things that they said, and I was quite pleased that they did. So the first one, it makes you see the world differently and certainly makes you more critical of the way that people and events are presented to us. And that's a big part of A-level media. It's getting you to think about the world as we see it, and maybe just to kind of pick it apart a bit more and think about why is it presented the way it is? Are things presented the same in this country as they are elsewhere? Why is that? And just looking at that, at the bigger picture, I guess. In the second quote, what I love about media is that there are so many debates and ways of interpreting things. As long as you can explain your ideas clearly, there is no right or wrong. And that's very true. It's probably the opposite of something like maths, where you're either wrong or you're right. In media, as long as you can form a good debate, a good argument, then generally speaking, you can't really go wrong. And also, debates are something that we like to have in media. It lends itself really well to it, the subject. There's always things going on in the media that you can talk about as a group, as a class. So quite often we start or end lessons with a little debate. So for instance, we were just talking about gaming the other day. Should we have PEGI ratings or not? And then that was how we started our lesson. And that's how we got into some discussions about censorship, for example. And in the final quote, I particularly enjoyed learning about the history of the media, and it has really opened my eyes to understand how various media events have shaped the world to look like it does in 2021. And that's very much what it's about. It's about why does the world look the way it does, how is it structured, and our job is to analyse and critique that. So what careers could A-level media help you to get into then? Well, obviously media is a vast, huge industry with lots and lots of career opportunities for you. Journalism is one route that you could go down. I actually went down the other way around. I started off as a journalist and then went into media teaching, but there's no reason why you couldn't study the media and go into writing. As I mentioned earlier on in the skills section, writing is a big part of it, and writing about popular culture, etc. So that could be a career path for you. Film and TV production. One of our students from last year actually has gone to work for an independent TV company. So he's a runner and he's getting some experience with the production side of it, and he's absolutely loving life. And that might be something that you might be interested in as well. A researcher, again, I referenced this earlier on, researching various topics, so on and so forth. Obviously, TV and films need their researchers. That's something you could possibly do. And then, as I mentioned again a bit earlier on, we study Photoshop, and obviously just naturally in media you have to have an eye for the aesthetic. So a graphic designer is another route that you could go down, but there are numerous careers associated with the media that might interest you. So, some questions that I regularly get asked on open evenings. The first one, is it a BTEC? No, it's not. For anyone who isn't sure of the difference between the two, a BTEC is largely coursework with a small exam component. A-level media, which is what we offer at Hatton, is the opposite. So it's largely exam based, so two big papers and a small coursework element, which is worth 30%, as I mentioned, overall. So it's very much academic, which leads into point two. Is it a lot of writing? Yes, it is. We are not ashamed to say that. We want to be completely honest about that. It is very much along the lines of history or sociology, politics, English literature, those types of subjects where obviously you're taking on debates and writing an awful lot about them. So I just want to make that absolutely clear, that there is quite a lot of essay writing involved. Another question I get asked a lot is, do you get to watch films? It's a bit of a myth that you watch lots of films in media. We don't watch any films actually. We study the marketing and promotion of films, but no, we don't get to watch any films, unfortunately. Again, I'd rather be completely honest with you about that. And another question I get, can I get into a top university studying A-level media? Absolutely, yes, you can. As long as you get the grades, the top universities will take A-level media. It's been on a bit of a journey, media, but as I said before, it's A-level media is very much up there now with literature, history, sociology, politics, because considered in the same bracket because it's just as difficult, just as taxing. So it's a good subject to do from that perspective. And last but not least, if you'd like to get in touch and know anything else about the subject, I'd love to hear from you. My email address is greenj1@hattonacademy.org.uk. Please don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you.